A quick one about your teammate Brad Marchand.
I thought
Playing with Brad, playing with the Bruins, when you're coming to Montreal, you know you're coming to a style crowd. The Bruins are the enemy. Brad will be on the other side here in the Bell Center. Do you think it's going to be weird for him to have the crowd cheering for Brad and not going in?
I'm sure he'll like it. I'm sure he'll adapt pretty well. And that's a guy that, whatever jersey he is on, he's going to perform. And that's why everywhere he goes, people love him. I know that. He's going to be a big piece of that team. Couldn't be happy for him representing his country. I know he's passionate about it, so it's a really special experience for him.
And like the opposite side, when he's going to the TD Garden,
everyone has a unique experience.
how do you think the crowd will react to it?
I mean, again, he's put in so much work and so much dedication into Boston, so no matter what jersey he's wearing, he's still going to get love. And that's something that is a testament to him as a player and a leader. And I know that, again, wherever he's at, he's going to get love and supported because the way he plays, the passion he plays, is the way he plays.
You're still a young goalie in this league. What can you learn
There's a
from
lot of you
Connor
guys that were rubbing in our face, including him right there. Brady and
Two of the other best goalies, in America. So it's good. It's been amazing. I've gotten to connect with them over the years, just playing against them and with them. So it's an unbelievable trio to be with, and I always love picking their brain on what they're doing, how they prepare, how they recover, and just what's going on between their ears.
Yeah, it was fun. I wish we got to watch the game here at dinner, but we were keeping track of it.
Important games and the experience that we all have. It's
exactly.
A pretty good trio to lean on when we were playing in a global stage. So it's been really fun again just to connect with those guys, create the bond that we have, and we have a job to do.
The ECHL moved to something with the donation tournament.
With the players? I think it's great. I think almost every player can benefit from a tournament like this. You get to be in a room with some of the best players in the world and in your country, and you're with them for almost 2 weeks. You get to learn a lot and talk about the game, but I think for young guys it's great.
First I've heard that, so it's good to know. But for me, it's staying in the moment. I really don't pay attention to
young guys like even Jack.
The ups and downs and games because you can't predict stoppages and games for them. It's ice break, ice problems,
help you get better in different ways. And I think everybody here wants to do a best on best tournament. They want to compete against some of the best players. So I think no matter the age, everyone's super grateful to be here.
Set when I need to. And whenever that puck drops, that's when I know I can focus in and dial on my craft.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's special, man. It just shows you how much talent is coming out of the U.S. now. And, I mean, Bolds, I've known him just because he was a mass guy and worked out with him in the summers and skated with him. And when he was young, when he was like 17, 18, I was like, this kid's going to be a stud. Like, he's such a great player. And now, a couple of years later, seeing him in this tournament already and having the success he's having in the league, it's pretty
We have
impressive.
all the confidence in the world in Connor. And being able to be side by side with him every day through this tournament, seeing how he prepares, seeing how he recovers, his mindset going into games and practices. He's a true professional, and that's why he's had so much success in this league. And we know with him and Matt, and any of us in that
I played it a little
take
bit.
a chance to win because we have a job to do. We're all making self-sacrifice. We know what we need to do to help this team win, and we're representing more than ourselves. And so I can't wait to see him perform and all the guys on our team that's happening.
You're saying that you have a job to do, but it's the type of tournament where it's harder to predict who will be the goalie, and it's harder maybe to share sometimes because it's such a short tournament that you don't have time to juggle with your goalie.
Well, that's the thing I was talking about with self-sacrifice is we have an elite coaching staff that knows what they want. And whatever decisions they're going to make as players, it's our job to respect them and put our best foot forward. It's an effort-based tournament, obviously, and it's plug and play. Game by game, guys are going to get their opportunities because of their performance, and that's exactly what we should be. It creates a competitive environment. It's only going to raise our level of compete and execution as players, and that's how it should be. And it's a pretty scary lineup to crack, so it's pretty amazing to be a part of it, and that's something that it's on us as players to really make sure that we're pounding home that no matter what role we're called into, we're doing it to the best of our
Do you
abilities.
believe that leaving the ego at the door might be a key for all the teams at this tournament?
I think so. I think every player in this tournament is an all-star player, and that's what makes it so special to be a part of it, because not many times in your career you get this opportunity. And that's important because you're going to find out why the guys were chosen for these teams, and they're able to play those roles that they're not necessarily playing on their regular season teams. So that's going to be something that we're going to take pride in, and again, I know that our guys are going to do a great job of doing that.
Is there any chance Marchand takes it easy on his Bruins teammates here?
Absolutely not. I can fully expect him to be going 100% on us. Yeah.
Do you think the Bruins guys, like you guys, would kind of know his tricks at all? Does that give you an advantage against him, knowing that he does like to try and get under the skin of opponents? I
think so. I think you do that with any player you play against over and over again, and opponents in this league, you understand what they like to do and what makes them so good, and that's something that he's perfected over his career, and I'm excited to play against it. I'm excited to see how he is not on your team, because as Bruins we love him on our team, and he's notorious for being hated. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and in the same way, he's my captain, so I'm going to give it right back to him, and I know C-Mac's going to do the same, and all of our teammates. We're on a team, and so everyone else is the enemy. We're going to make sure that we're doing everything we can to win games and compete.
Have you seen him? Like, do you walk the other way? Are you still texting? Like, what's the dynamic, I guess, here?
Well, it's professional. We're business as usual here, and so we're wearing our jerseys and he's wearing his. And of course, if I see him, I'll say hi and give him a hug as my boy. But that's the love of the game. That's the business of it, and we'll hug and kiss after. And we're gonna make sure that when we're playing, we're representing our respective countries the right way.
Jeremy, with the series shifting back to Boston for the championship, what would it mean to you to win on home ice?
To win on home ice? That would be really special. It would, first of all, mean an incredible accomplishment for USA Hockey, and to do it in a city like Boston, with a passionate fan base. Obviously, don't bias my home fan base. It would mean we did the job, and I know the reaction that we get from Boston would be unmatched anywhere else in the country, and that's our goal, that's our motive, and we know what we need to do to get there.
Have you been practicing your chirps when it comes to dealing with Marcia?
No, I'm business as usual, and I know I'll be getting some, but at the same time, that's my game too. I understand, how to cope with it and be unflappable.
What does being here do for your personal motivation? You've talked a lot about wanting to be the guy and have the net. This is another level. And does it do something to kind of motivate you to what you want to be long term in terms of your stature, not just on your team but in the world?
Absolutely. And it's a pinch yourself moment every time you step in that locker room with the talent that we have in that locker room, the players, and it really is one of the best teams that's ever been put together by USA Hockey, it feels like, and it's a testament to this generation of guys like me and all the other guys on our team of putting in the work, making sure that we're making the sacrifices, and really pushing for the next generation of USA Hockey players to continue this tradition of winning and being pretty damn good. So it absolutely motivates me, and I'm learning every day how to compete, how to tweak things. Every single shot's an all-star grade A shot, and that's something that I've never experienced before on a team, and I'm absolutely thriving in this environment. I'm loving it. I can't wipe that smile off my face, and I know that every day I've been with this group, I've really excelled and taken a lot of experience.
Do you look around like you're like somewhere down the line in best on best, and somewhere in the future have to be no doubt that you want to have it be clear you're the guy that gets the net?
Absolutely, and that's been my mindset my whole career, and it will continue to be, and my teammates know that, and that's the expectation in our locker room is we all have a role on our respective teams in the regular season. When you put 23, 25 guys of this caliber in one room, there's going to be role changes, but that's good because we're going to keep pushing, because anyone who hops over those boards are willing and able to play and deserving to play in the roles that they're given. So that's what I love most about this, is the competitiveness and the camaraderie that we've had already. I mean, it feels like we've been together for months, but it's only been 2 days. So that's a testament to the group that we have.
Speaking of mindset, I'm doing a story on like big name goalie mindset. What goes through your guys' head? I'm curious. Good luck. Yeah. I know. Well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah. When you get scored on, do you have like a specific protocol? Like, do you twirl around? Do you try to focus? Do you watch the replay? What happens after you get scored on? What's your process?
Well, as professionals, you know right away what you did wrong or could have done differently when a goal goes in. And for me, it's complete wash. It's flush it, next shot. Because if I'm dwelling on some past shot or even a past save that I didn't like, it's not going to help me focus completely on the next shot at hand. And that could take away from my focus and squareness and everything that needs to go perfectly right to make a save in the NHL. And so for me, it's a quick flush and moving forward and understanding that the here and now is the most important thing. And it's one shot at a time. And say you make 30 consecutive saves and you're all puffy and happy, one shot's going to completely make a different experience out of that game. So for me, it's flush and move on and next shot mentality.
Do you talk to yourself, or is it just all habit? You just straight go to the next?
It's a mental talk. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be talking out loud, but
but in your head.
Yeah, exactly, and it's verbal cues that I've used throughout my career and worked with my mentors and my sports psychologists, and what is going to help me reset, refocus, and recharge for the next shot.
And what do you do physically? Do you have a habit where I know Fleury goes and kind of goes a twirl. Do you do anything like that?
I like to mix it up. I usually take a skate as well, and again, just know, the puck's going to drop in the next 5 to 10 seconds, so you have to be ready for the next shot because they can come down and you'll get another great ace. So that's something that experience you can't buy, and so you have to go through the ups and downs of it, and that's really helped me get to this level and understand that, hey, goals are going to go in, and it's our job to prevent as many as possible, but just understand that if we're dwelling on past stuff, we can't focus on the here and now.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
So you guys have gotten a little bit tortured by Matthew over here the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that's sort of interested to see how he works from the inside?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been something that we've gotten to really get to, know about each other too, because it's the same way. We're extreme competitors, and especially our teams are alike. And it's so cool to see why he's had success and the things that he's done to put himself in successful places, and to be in an intimate environment on the same team, seeing his warm-up routines, seeing his recovery routines, how he prepares, and how he obviously competes during practice. It shows why he's had success. So it's been a really cool experience, kind of just diving in and seeing what he's done right and taking it into my game and obviously implementing the same things. So I was laughing with him today. I said, well, at least I'm not going to be hurting you in front of the power play because I'm not going to be shoving your back as much. So we like that. It's been a really cool 2 days so far.
And then, did you feel left out when the MVP pitcher? I mean, that was like the entire team. 3 or 4 guys.
Sure. It's obviously a testament to USA Hockey. They picked, an incredible crop of guys, and the success that they've had. I mean, that's why USA Hockey's really made jumps in the last 10 to 15 years because of that program and making sure that they're developing young players. And if I look back, I probably wasn't ready to play at that level, at that age. But the fact that I'm here now, still sharing the same ice with those guys, that's a really special feeling, being those 3 guys left out.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
I was like, everyone is in this picture.
Totally, yeah. And you know what? It's seamless though, because even those guys know how hard it is to get to this level and what has to go right and what you have to do. And even though some of us have had a little rockier path or different path, it doesn't matter. We're all doing the same ice, competing for the same goal, and that's a testament to those guys. It easily could have been a very cliquey thing, but no, it's open arms here, and that's just a great testament to the guys in this room and what kind of heads we have. Yeah.
Is it crazy to think that you're an elite goaltender in the NHL? Any other team, you'd be clearly the starter. But the goaltending in this country, is it like you grew up watching? I'm sure the Mike Richters and these kind of players. Is it crazy how talented this position is in this country right now?
It's really special to see the leaps and bounds that USA Hockey has made to really help goaltending. And when I was growing up, I didn't have a goalie coach. We didn't have goalie schools up in Alaska, and now there's 2 or 3. And just in Alaska alone, so you can only imagine what it's like around the U.S. And just to see how important they understand goaltending is now, it's a reason why we're producing so many great goalies and really making a push in the NHL for 51% goalies in the NHL, and that's our goal, right? So that's my job, and that's obviously Hellebuck's job and Ottinger's job to continue that. For the next generation of goalies, and I know how inspired it was for me to watch John Quick, and Ryan Miller, and guys that have really paved the way for us goalies in the U.S. to make noise in the NHL and at the global stage.
I realize you're too young for Mike Richter, but yes, those Jonathan Quick and those guys.
Yes,
absolutely.
that's right. Mike Richter was definitely the guy that paved the way as well.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Your teammate in Boston, Joonas Korpisalo, has been quite a good backup goalie for your team this season. Describe him as a player and a person.
Oh man, I love Corby. He has been not only a great teammate, but an incredible mentor for me, and just a brother. And he's welcomed me into his family, and I couldn't be happier to be going to work with Corby every day. And you know, we have shared so many bonds just on the road. Just obviously his experience being 10 years in the league. I've had plenty of conversations with him on how he's grinded and battled through adversities and had success and just kept finding a way to make sure that he's being a key role on teams. And he is a key role on our team. And that's what I love most about it, is that he's team first mentality. He goes to work every day the right way, and he's just a joy to be around. So I couldn't be happier to have him as a teammate and a brother.
Should we have like dessert place here in Team Finland?
What's that?
Should he be here in Team Finland?
I'm biased. I would think yes. He's my boy, and it would be really special to share, this experience with him. So, again, he's been just an incredible ambassador for Finland, and again, he's played the right way. So Finland should be really proud to have him as a goalie that's representing their country very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You connecting with Linus at all while you're here?
I haven't yet. I know that he got here, obviously, so I'm sure we'll see him on the ice.
What's the story behind the Will Ferrell on your...
Shake and bake? I was thinking about different ideas with Freddie on the plane, and I was like, what represents America the best? Shake and bake. So we're enjoying that one, and the boys in the locker room have loved it too.
Are you a Springsteen fan, or is that just born in the USA?
Yeah, that was something that, again, it was like, we love music, something that exactly going to represent USA, and that was something that we wanted to add in there too. Yeah, it was fun. Collective effort, which is I loved.
Freddie's idea was the Jets? Is that
yeah, Freddie had the Jets too, yeah. He was like, he wanted himself on the mask somehow, so I was like, Freddie, like, we're going to have to figure out something else, but yeah, so we had a good little chat.
Are there Easter eggs in there? Are there things that people aren't noticing that are kind of subtly in there? That
I think the tribute to Boston and Montreal in the back, just to have the first Four Nations tournament, and there's some Alaskan mountains on the side there. Yeah, those are a good little piece. People forget about Alaska up there, so we're still in America. Yeah.
What will you do with the mask when it's open?
I'll keep it. I got a nice collection at my dad's house. It's been a pretty cool tradition that we've had. Is every year that I've had a mask, I give it to him, and he hangs it up proudly. And it's been a really cool piece to represent, how many years I've been playing and the individual story of each mask.
How many are there?
I don't know. Getting old now, man. I don't know how many. They're adding up, though. It's probably 10 now, yeah.
Is it hard to come up with new ideas?
It is and it isn't, because I always want to represent the team and the city that I play for, or the town, or wherever I'm at. Like that's the first and foremost thing I want to represent, and it's been fun to have different ideas on what details I could add, more like in Boston, what I really enjoyed about each part of the city, and it's really cool to see how my Boston masks especially have evolved and added different parts and monumental pieces of the city.
You go looking at other goalies' masks specifically, is it kind of a curiosity thing that you want to see what other guys are doing in there?
Yeah, I have. I've definitely gotten a lot of inspiration from other guys. Couldn't name specifics, but I just kind of go on and see. The biggest thing for me is I want it to be simple enough where if you're looking at it from afar, you see the logo of the team I'm playing for, and then you get close, and then you can see the minor details, and that's what I love most about my masks and how I've kind of created them.
Do you know, in Alaska, are they excited when you include them? You hear back from people in Alaska that are glad that they're on your mask?
All the time. Yeah, that's a trademark, that I've really liked is representing Alaska on every one of my masks, because right now I'm the only Alaskan doing it, and I know that there's a small percentage of us that have been through this, and it's my job to carry that torch until the next generation of Alaskans come through.
Is there some, sports bar at home that they watch the hockey games at? Is there some place you can picture?
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, the Peanut Farm would be one of them. They got hundreds of TVs in there, and our home rink we call it Subway Ice Center, but I'm not sure what it's called anymore. It's so many owners, but yeah, they have a Blue Line pub up there, and there's some hockey games going on up there. Yeah.
Can I ask you what you were saying about the growth of goaltending in the U.S.? Like, where did you start to see it turn? I mean, I know you have a unique story coming from where you work, but where did you sense kind of maybe there was a renewed focus of developing that position?
I think, I'm actually not sure if it's still going on. Strelo, does that sound familiar? The Strelo goaltending clinic?
Yeah.
That was something that they were picking goalies on certain age groups, and they would bring them out, and they would have even NHL veterans come out, and they would just do a specific goalie training. I actually never attended it, but I know that was something that, as a goalie, I knew that they were making serious leaps and bounds to really.
Right. Steve Thompson, was he involved in that? Or?
I think he was, maybe towards the end, and yeah, I think maybe Kevin Reiter was more of a front runner on that. But yeah, so I remember just hearing about that, and I was like, all right, now we're really making leaps and bounds. And then Steve Thompson really took it over, and that was something that, again, he saw a vision, and it's really special to be kind of one of his guys at the early stages of him making AK goaltending, and now him being with USA Hockey, a mainstay with them. It's been really special, because of our really close-knit relationship, and I know that I'm representing more than just myself. I'm representing his work and all the stuff that he's put into it, and obviously all the goalies from these small towns and all over the U.S.
Can I ask you a prediction on tournament MVP? Bold prediction on tournament MVP for the U.S. We're going to go all the way in this tournament.
I mean, that's above my pay grade, brother. I'm just trying to stop pucks here. So
I mean, there's a question like, would it be an offensive guy or would it be a goaltender?
Sure. I mean, I'm biased in my goalies. You can't win without them, but you can't win without goal scorers too, and you can't win without defense. So the real thing for me is getting to the tournament and obviously and performing and getting a championship, and then the MVP will take care of itself. Because even when the MVP wins, he knows that he couldn't do it without a team around him. That's going to be the most special feeling. Is that when we're doing that together, it's a collective effort. Yeah. Thanks, of course. All right, thanks, guys.